How much time do you spend mindlessly scrolling each day? Well, today I have spent at least 4 hours, which, when I come to think about it, is horrendous because I wanted to get so much done. But I generally spend about an hour or so first thing in the morning, and then I search for things to educate me for my channel, and I might get distracted with something political, and then the time just goes. And then if I go to bed early and I have a quick peek at my phone, then I can spend another hour or so, and I don't know where the time has gone. I mean, that is actually shocking, absolutely shocking, and I really don't know where the time goes, but I suppose that's how they catch you, isn't it? So join me as I take on the challenge of decluttering my social media for 2024 and see how it changes my online experience. Did you know that the average person spends over 2 hours a day on social media? Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. In fact, I think they probably spend a lot more. That's more than a full day a week just scrolling. Isn't that shocking? That's lunacy. We're all just sitting there scrolling through our phones. And I've noticed that I scroll even when I'm quite interested. My thumb just scrolls through and then I have to scroll back because I realised I was actually watching it. I think I've become some kind of moron. So I really do need to sort things out. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the endless scroll of your social media feeds? You are not alone. Most of us have way too much clutter online and it can be absolutely exhausting. Well, not so much exhausting, but mindless. That worries me, and I don't keep up with it, and I've subscribed to so many channels and I want to support them, and then I get onto their channels and then I have to watch all the way through their video, and then I have to leave a comment, and then I've got another one to watch, and so on and so forth. And you can spend a lot of hours just supporting other channels, and your day goes. I'm going to share my top tips for clearing out your social media feed so you can enjoy a more positive online experience, and I promise it'll feel like a breath of fresh air once you've done it. In today's digital age of social media, it has become an integral part of our daily lives to just sit there scrolling. And I'm just as guilty as the next person. We use it to connect with our friends. I use it to nag my children to do things that will benefit their lives that I see on social media. And then I obviously think, well, they must need that because, it would be good for them. So I send it to them. And any other little bits of inspiration I can glean from whichever source. We use it to stay updated on current events, perhaps like the election that's going on in America. And we even use it to find out how to do things. Like, I always look at YouTube first to see if I can see a tutorial if I wanted to, say, find out how to open the bonnet on my Mini 1 car when I needed to recharge the battery, but we've got a new battery now. However, with the constant influx of information on social media, it can quickly become overwhelming and toxic, and it's easy to get lost in endless scrolling, and goodness knows, don't I know, 4 hours today just gone, mindless, liking and leaving messages. I only leave messages on the ones that I'm subscribed to. And there's a lot of comparative thinking. Am I good enough? Oh, that person is so much better than me. Makes me feel a bit rubbish, actually. That's why it's essential to take back, reassess our social media habits, and make a conscious effort to declutter our online space. Decluttering your social media isn't just about tidying up your digital life. It's also about taking care of your mental well-being. We are constantly bombarded with information our brains can't help but feel anxious, stressed, and even depressed. And that's very sad. By cleaning up our social media feeds, we can create a more positive, uplifting environment that promotes productivity and mental clarity. Think about it. When was the last time you took a genuine break from social media? Be honest. Last week? Yesterday? In the last 5 minutes? When did you last log off and not feel the urge to immediately check your notifications? In today's world, it's easy to get sucked into the vortex of social media, and before we know it, hours have passed and we've accomplished absolutely nothing with our day. That's why it's crucial to take control of our social media habits and create a healthier online experience. As we navigate this digital landscape, it's essential to remember that social media is a tool, not a reflection of our self-worth. By decluttering our feeds and being more intentional with our online time, we can focus on what truly matters: our relationships, our passions, and our overall well-being. Social media is like a never-ending fire hose of information, and it's easy to get caught up in the constant stream of updates, news, and opinions. Our feeds are cluttered with ads, promotions, and algorithm-driven content that's designed to keep us engaged for as long as possible. And with me, it clearly is succeeding. And let's not forget the negativity, drama, and criticism that can permeate our feeds, making us feel like we're not good enough, smart enough, or successful enough. I even found out today that there are people out there deliberately making videos called rage baiting videos in order to solicit messages and create viral content. I saw that on a channel called Hannah Alonso. It was very good. I never knew it was a thing, but clearly it is. So now I'm warned. I am warned. When we're constantly exposed to this type of content, it's no wonder we feel anxious and stressed and overwhelmed. Our brains are wired to respond to threats, and social media can be a significant source of stress in our lives. By decluttering our feeds, we can reduce the noise, minimize the negativity, and create a more peaceful online experience. But decluttering social media isn't just about getting rid of the bad stuff. It's also about curating a feed that inspires, educates, and uplifts us. Imagine scrolling through your feed and feeling motivated and empowered. That's the power of decluttering your social media. The first step in decluttering your social media is to unfollow accounts that no longer serve you. This might be friends who constantly post drama or negativity, celebrities who make you feel bad about yourself, or brands that bombard you with ads. Take a closer look at the accounts you follow and ask yourself, does this account make me feel good about myself and my life? Another crucial step is to manage your notifications. Do you really need to know every time someone likes or comments on your post? Do you really need to receive notifications about every update? By customizing your notification settings, and that's something I did actually do, you can reduce the noise and minimize distractions. Setting time limits on your social media usage is also absolutely essential, and something I really must start doing now that I've realized just how much time I am wasting. How much time do you spend scrolling through your feeds each day? It might be worth your while in timing yourself, because I never realized how much time I spent wasting it on scrolling, on watching this video after that video after this video, and then if I get onto TikTok, my thumb just whooshes through things. It's just ludicrous. Is it 30 minutes a day or an hour or even longer? By setting time limits on your usage, yes, I'm definitely going to do that, you can break the cycle of mindless scrolling and focus on more meaningful activities. In fact, it would enable me to get so much more work done. It's also important to consider the types of accounts you follow. Are you following accounts that inspire creativity and promote self-care or offer educational content? Well, actually, I do that. I do go on a lot of videos that offer educational content, generally for my channel, and how to edit and things like that. But then I get distracted. So I think I have to limit myself on the distraction bit. By curating a feed that aligns with your values and interests, you can create a more positive online experience, and I really do need to do that. In addition to unfollowing and managing notifications and setting time limits, it's essential to create a social media routine that works for you. This might involve scheduling specific times to check your accounts, using website blockers or apps to track your usage, or implementation a no phone zone during meal times or family times. That would be a good thing. By implementing these strategies, you can take back control of your social media experience and create a more peaceful, uplifting online environment. Remember, decluttering your social media isn't a one-time task. It's an ongoing process that requires a lot of effort and a lot of intention and self-awareness, and in my case, self-discipline. And that's the bit that I find hard because I don't have much of it. Maybe I could get some from Amazon. In 2019, at the very beginning of the COVID epidemic, I found myself stuck in an unending cycle of constantly being bombarded with negative and worrying social media accounts, some of which I wasn't even subscribed to. I felt overwhelmed with the negativity being sent to me in my feeds on a daily basis. It made me feel more anxious. My stress levels went stratospheric and I felt frightened. I think probably a lot of people felt frightened in those days. I suffer from Addison's disease and as well as a few other health issues, but I am on lifelong steroids for it. The COVID pandemic increased my stress levels and had a detrimental effect on my Addison's, and I was stressed and it made me ill. When I'm ill, then I have to increase the amount of steroids I take. It's called sick day rules, and at that time I was on double the dose, and that made my hair fall out. It was just the most awful time. I don't mean when it just falls out, a few more hairs on my hairbrush. I mean, when I would have my shower, my shoulders would just be smothered in all this hair that would fall out. It was just awful. And my hair became terribly thin. Parts of it were completely bald. It was just awful. So one day, I decided to take action to try to reduce my stress levels. I unfollowed accounts that made me feel bad, and each time I was sent something I wasn't subscribed to, I would make sure I would click on the relevant menu, the little dots I suppose, to make sure I wasn't sent it again. I stopped watching television news programs or dramas that were stressful, and channels that were stressful, that were argumentative, that raised my stress levels, and I made sure to start following accounts that were gentle and uplifting and educational. I also set limits on my social media usage. The result was life-changing. I felt calmer, more focused, and more in control of my health. I deleted Facebook because there were an awful lot of things that were coming up on Facebook and a lot of it untrue. I deleted Instagram because that was the same. And although I kept TikTok, I restricted the time that I spent on it, and I kept deleting the odd occasional posts that they were just problematic. When you declutter your social media, you're not just cleaning up your digital life, you're also taking care of your mental well-being. You find a space that promotes positivity, productivity, and self-care, and that's exactly what happened for me. I began to feel more grounded, more centered, and more intentional with my online time. By decluttering your social media, you can experience a similar transformation. You can break free of the cycle of comparison, anxiety, and stress and create a more peaceful, uplifting online environment. In summary, decluttering your social media is essential for your mental well-being and for your productivity. By unfollowing accounts, managing notifications, and setting time limits, and goodness knows I actually must do that. I've got a little timer on my watch and I will start setting it, because now that I know I've wasted 4 hours today, I can't keep on doing that because I've got a lot to do. Setting time limits and curating a feed that inspires and educates you, you can create a more positive online experience. Remember, decluttering your social media is an ongoing process that requires effort, intention, and self-awareness and self-discipline while we're at it.